You know this piece of 9/11 trivia? We have to back up to the early 1990s when the Soviet Union collapsed. So up until then, we were fighting a proxy war with them in the Middle East. We needed an ally, right? The only democracy over there. However, that ally continued to fuck us over, and several presidents were like, maybe we should pull away, maybe we should put more restrictions on them, stop giving them so much money, and they continued to lobby to make sure that we were best buds. But then, when the USSR collapsed, we no longer needed to fight that war with them, so we didn't need that ally. And the president was like, they're definitely more of a liability than an asset. And then throughout, the 90s, we were like, But then 9/11 happened, and a man named Ariel Sharon comes over here from the country that shall not be named, and he gives President Bush a lengthy and manipulative speech, and he, who is very gullible, listened. Sharon said, essentially, you and me, we're the same. We have the same enemies. We're fighting a religious war. We have the same morals and values. And if they attack us, they're essentially attacking you. And what's to stop them? We're your only ally, your only asset over there. Continue funding it. Fund us more. And we will beat this war. And then the following year, a man named Shitty Yahoo comes over here. You know who that is, right? And he gives Congress a very long speech as well, saying essentially the same thing. And ever since then, we have been like soul sisters. We will never get rid of them. Oh, and the two groups that start with H, yeah, they explicitly said in the beginning, we don't have a problem with anybody else except for that country, that illegal occupier. But because of the international T watch list being created, they weren't on it because they didn't have a problem with the international world. And then the country that shan't be named lobbied for them to be put on it, and Congress was like, sure, yeah, we'll do that. And so ever since then, they've been labeled T-words. Oh, and the kicker, if you did not know this, a man named Saddam Hussein, you might have heard of him, he wrote an open letter to the U.S. in which he stated, the reason I hate you is because you are funding and facilitating the G-side of indigenous people, my brethren, and the illegal occupation is why we hate you. But, of course, the U.S. was like, no, obviously they hate us because we are the free West and we are Christian and morals. This is a religious war, nothing to do with the occupation. Don't look there.